Hello, this is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Wednesday, December 27th, 2006, and the market's closed here. S&P 500 did add to its gains from yesterday. It's up 0.71% today, or just I've got it up a dollar right now, dollar even. So S&P's continued to act impressive off that rising trend line that we've been looking at for months now. And it seems as though a lot of people started giving up, and they probably got short in here, and that's what often helps lead to these bigger bounces than what people are expecting is the fact that we have so many short sellers stuck in there that they scramble to cover those positions before year end, and they can uh, and that adds fuel to the upside. So the S&P 500 did make it back above the 10 and 20-day moving average, which is nice to see. On the shorter-term time frame, if we look in here, I was concerned that we couldn't trust it till it got above the 505-day moving average. It did that early on, actually, on that gap right here, gapped well above it, rallied up, and then had a nice little push into the afternoon after probably getting more people stuck short in there again. So it looks as though the level of potential resistance right now, we were looking at 142. That was taken out, acted as support. So now I think that about 143 or 142.75 is probably where this market has the next level for potential resistance on the S&P 500. So again, this is why we always consider the market innocent till proven guilty while the 50-day moving average is rising, and that's exactly what we have happening right now. It's the same thing in the Qs. Now the Qs, the 50-day moving average is still rising, but this action in here is looking a lot more bearish, and the bounce was very, once again, yesterday and today, the bounce in the Qs was lighter than what we saw in the S&P 500. These Qs only rallied a 0.5% versus the 0.7% move we saw in the S&P 500. So we've still got this area. Now we were looking at 43.30 as our support level on the way down, and although we closed above 43.30 even, I'm going to say that we really need to get above about 43.65, 43.70 before I think it's really safe to have more confidence in this market. Now, this hourly time frame here, you can see, depending on how I draw that trend line, that we've still got this pattern of lower highs and lower lows. What we really need to do is take out this level or pull back, make a higher low, and then take out whatever this low high is going to be over here. But still a lot of reason for caution in the NASDAQ 100, but the the bigger picture is that innocent till proven guilty, and that might even be starting to change here. 43.32, 43.34, 35. So it is rising, but not with quite the extent that it has been in the past. And a lot of times, this is a good bear trap in here. So we'll have to just continue to listen to the market. Try not to get sucked in on the short side because that 50-day moving average is rising and prices usually continue higher. Once again, the mid caps were the leading group as far as a percentage move goes. These guys were up 0.85% on the MDY. That's 2 days in a row now that they've seen a real nice rally relative to the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500. And again, I'm going to point out we saw that MACD divergence in here, and that's where we've seen this rally kind of materialize from as it rallied above and held above that 5-day moving average on a closing basis yesterday afternoon, and those gains were added to very nicely in there today. Yesterday I said that, this is looking a lot stronger because we've got all these moving averages heading higher again, and that shows me that it had corrected properly and the buyers are now in the position to reestablish their dominance. I think that where does this market, it's making these higher highs and higher lows, so I think we have to consider this maybe this 148.50 area might be the level where we find a little bit of resistance. It's tough to say. We've got this, right in here is where we ought to be slowing down on this rally. So I think you've got to just be a little bit cautious in here right now. But again, the 50-day moving average continues to rise, and that's what should keep you overall bullish. Semiconductors, we saw finally a little bit more buying in here today, but that doesn't change anything other than this very short-term picture on the 10-day chart, and it's still kind of neutral in here. Maybe you could make a case for it moving up to about 34.20, but I don't really see much reason to continue to focus on the semiconductors. The stocks, again, there's for the next few weeks, this January effect. Some people think that you buy them on the very last day of the year and then hold them till the end of January. I think you can be a little bit smarter than that. And so far, the stocks that I've officially taken positions in are this one right here, via the January 5 calls for a quarter. So you can see that stock's done nothing. But we've got till January 19th for that one to play out. I bought this stock a couple days ago. This is the one I had mentioned yesterday. Bought this over here at $4.10. It had a little pullback in there today, and actually was a good place to probably purchase some for the people who are watching these stocks. And I'll email you where my new stop is on that tomorrow. This stock I had purchased yesterday at $3.10. After that gap higher, it pulled back. I purchased it right here, sent an email to the group of people who donated via PayPal, and that one's up nicely. And I think this one still has very good potential for continued upside. It doesn't want to look at my other time frames. Another stock that I was looking at, I looked at the warrants on this one. There's warrants, and I had suggested buying the warrants 2 days ago at 64 cents. I got excited and top ticked them that day. But I purchased more of them at 60 cents today. This stock, let's take a look at the warrants. The warrants are, to me, just a cheaper way of making this play in this stock with an absolute defined risk. Anyways, it doesn't look like that's going to pull up here. Let me just put it on pause for a moment. Okay, so I've got it back up. So these warrants really don't look like they're starting to move yet, whereas the stock, I figure these warrants ought to be up near about 75 cents. So to me, I think they're a little bit undervalued relative to what the stock is doing in here when you look at how the stock has rallied. Let's see, what we can do is overlay those, and let me see. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll continue to update these via email for those of you who did donate. Thank you.